Hello, my name is David Scott Croy. My site is Park Oilfield. My dates observed were the 21st to the 25th. My approximate times were 1700 through 1845. The closest National Weather Service location was Park Airport. Temperature plot. This is Saturday, 1845. The 21st, I have a reading of -2 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies, 0% precipitation, winds out of the south. Only signs of movement of wind is the steam coming out of the stacks. My max temp is 8 degrees, 10 degrees above the National Weather Service, and my minimum is also 10 degrees below the National Weather Service. My daily temp is the most accurate of the three. National Weather Service temp is showing a trend in a 24 hours. Each day starts on a high or a low. Today is starting at a high point for my readings at -2 degrees. Sunday, the 22nd. I took my reading at 1730. It is -5 degrees Fahrenheit. 100% stratus cloud cover with a low ceiling, 0% precipitation. Winds out of the southwest at a Beaufort scale of 3 with the flag at the fire station fully extended. My max temp is a positive 8.8 degrees Fahrenheit with a minimum temperature of -14.1. My max temp was 4 degrees above the National Weather Service, while my minimum temperature was 10 degrees below. This day 2 was a climb to the weekly high and temperatures, and is about ready to go all the way down to the bottom. Day 3, Monday the 23rd, I have a temperature of -7.3 degrees at 1730. I have 25% cloud coverage of wispy high cirrus clouds, 0% precipitation, and the winds of a 3 on the Beaufort scale out of the southwest with the firehouse flag fully extended. My max temp was 0 degrees, 9 degrees above the National Weather Service with a minimum temp of 22 degrees, a 10 degrees below the National Weather Service. On the 23rd to 24th, this is a decline into the coolest part of the week's temperature. On the 24th, I have a temperature of -7.8 degrees Fahrenheit. At 1820, I have 75% sky coverage with cirrus clouds, 0% precipitation, wind speed of a 3 on the Beaufort scale out of the northeast with the firehouse flag fully extended. Max temp of 0, and is 8 degrees above the National Weather Service with a minimum temp of -14 degrees. That is 5 degrees above the National Weather Service, below the National Weather Service. The 24th marks a climb out of the lowest temp of the week. Wednesday, the 25th, day 5, I have a temperature of -3.8 at 1745, 75% coverage in the sky with cirrus clouds, 0 precipitation, winds of a 2 out of the northwest with slightly flipping the firehouse flag about. Max temp of 0, 8 degrees above the National Weather Service with a minimum temp of 17 below, at 10 degrees below the National Weather Service. On to the barometric pressure scale. On the 21st, pressure of 1014.90 directly correlates with the National Weather Service, the beginning of a moderate climb up in pressure. Second day, the 22nd, the pressure of 1019.30, very similar to the National Weather Service with a trend heading up for the week. Day 3, on the 23rd, I had exactly the same pressure of a 1019.30, 5 millibars below the National Weather Service, and we have maxed out on my pressure reading for the week. Day 4, my pressure reading is 1015.91, again close to the National Weather Service, and on the downward curve for the week. On the 25th, my readings coincide with a massive dip in pressure of 35 millibars My reading is 10 millibars. And this does coincide with a cyclone in the Gulf of Alaska on the 24th and 25th. And this cyclone has extended troughs up into the north of Alaska. Okay, my location is here, Park, Alaska, the northernmost point of Alaska. There's no pressure system in the area. On my site, a trough to the east, a high to the west, and a system of lows in the south. The image indicates light clouds with snow in the area, but my observations were clear with 0% precipitation. The temperature starts at a negative 0.8, pressure of 1015 millibars on a calm, clear day with winds out of the south. And the day 2, a stationary front has a mass of clouds on the north cold side with a high moving out of the northeast toward my position. This impacted my location on the north side of the cold front, 100% cloud cover with a low ceiling, indicated by fog and snow. With the front closing in, my area's winds have picked up to a 3 on the Beaufort scale out of the southwest, with 0% precipitation in my area, with a climb in pressure to 1019.30 and a decline of temperature to negative 5.2. Day 3, a high that was to the west yesterday has moved directly overhead. The high pressure has taken up over the entire state. Today is at or near the high pressure for the week and low temperatures for the week. The sky has cleared up to 25% coverage with high ceilings. That is a 180-degree difference from yesterday. Still no precipitation. Day 4, a trough of low pressure is overhead my site with a high to the southwest. With a high to the southeast and a high to the southwest, and a low that appears to be a cyclone with an occluded front in its final stages south of Alaska. The trough has obscured the sky with cirrus clouds and 75% coverage, still 0% precipitation, and strong winds out of the northeast at a 3 on the Beaufort scale. The pressure is approximately where it was at the beginning of the week at 1016, and the temperature is headed back up slightly to negative 7.8 degrees Fahrenheit. Day 5. Like day 1, there's a high to the southwest, lows in the Gulf, with a stationary front near my position. This front is separating clear skies to the west, with clouds and fog in my area. I observed 75% cirrus cloud coverage with 0% precipitation, winds out of the northwest, and a speeds of 2 on the Beaufort scale. The pressure for this day was 1010.85, and the temperature was negative 3.8 degrees Fahrenheit. The temperature graph has maintained small variances, but today the pressure fell to 975 millibars. I thought this was an error at first, but now I believe it could have been a trough from the occluded cyclone moving northward in the Gulf of Alaska. In my area, today's weather map shows my position between the high level cold clouds and low fog right here. I observed 75% cloud coverage with cirrus clouds. My observations of patchy clouds corresponds with the image. The visible image here, my site was obscured by the limitations of the satellite geometry, but the surrounding area's clouds correlate with the high-level patchy cirrus clouds I observed, which reflected in the thermal IR satellite right here. Water vapor. This image also affirms my observations of 0% precipitation and a drier band of no clouds that is surrounded by clouds with higher moisture content right here and right here. This week was not very exciting as far as weather goes. It was pretty calm, a little bit of wind, and my site was pretty convenient. I could be inside while I took all my readings. Thank you very much for listening, and have a good day.